Hi, I'm Art. I'm a Texas divorce attorney. I help people to do their own divorce. Most times people want to do their divorce because they want to save money. And I get it. It's very expensive to hire a lawyer the traditional way. You've probably been, if you've actually made some calls to an attorney, you've probably been quoted anywhere from $3,500 to as much as $10,000, depending on the type of divorce that you are trying to prosecute. With my services, I save you thousands of dollars. What it costs me to help you, or what it will cost you for me to help you, will cost you a fraction of what you've probably been quoted if you've already done some homework. But however, there is one main criteria that you have to meet in order for me to assist you with an uncontested divorce. And that criteria is that both of you and your spouse, agree on how you're going to part ways. In other words, both of you need to be on the same page as to how you're going to split your assets, if you have assets, if you have children, what custody is going to look like, child support, etc. And if you don't have assets, no big deal. But the main criteria, and I emphasize this, the main criteria is that both parties are on the same page. In other words, when you submit your documents to your spouse, they are going to sign off on those documents. If they don't sign off on those documents, your divorce is going to quickly become a contested matter. So if you can meet that criteria, my service is going to be perfect for you. On the other hand, if you are a person who perhaps don't know where your spouse is, I call these missing spouse divorces. You don't know where your spouse is, maybe they're in another country, they could be in another state. For that matter, they could be on the moon, for all you know. The main criteria is if they're missing, I can also assist you and help you with that. You would need to call me and we can talk about it. Maybe your spouse is in jail or something like that. I can also help you. Or perhaps you've already started your divorce and you've already run into trouble with the courts and they've told you that you're doing something wrong and you need help. Give me a call. I can also assist in those situations. So I just want to make sure that if you don't fit the main criteria, that there's still perhaps hope for you and I can assist you with that. Now I want to move to the next step. I want to tell you what the benefits are of using my services. Benefit number one for using my services is the reduced cost, the minimum cost for you, for me to do your divorce. I know people find it really hard to believe, and if you've looked at any of my testimonials or video testimonials, you hear people talk about how reasonable the cost was. And I can tell you, it's a fraction of what it will cost you going the traditional route, the $3,500 to $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000. So that's benefit number one. Benefit number two for using my services is I offer convenient, easy payment plans. What I provide you is one cost as to what it will cost you to do it. And if you want to break that up into payments, on my shopping cart, there are options there where you can spread out your payments over a few months, reducing the cost, just as you would if you were paying a car note or something like that. I understand that divorce is probably not something that you had planned to do and you didn't prepare for it. And you don't have $3,500 or $10,000 lying around to go and give to an attorney. And so you've decided that, hey, I want to do my own divorce, and that's fine. I'm going to charge you a fraction of what it would charge, what you would be charged if you went into a traditional law office and had the attorney to process the entire divorce for you. So I have easy payment plans. I also have, there are financing options on there as well where you can buy now and pay later. So there's no reason why you can't get your divorce through using one of my payment options. Benefit number three, we prepare all of your documents from start to finish. From the time we draft a petition to the end when we draft your divorce decree. So you don't have to worry about doing research, checking boxes, or some of the other things that people do when they use free websites or some of these internet websites where they generate your documents automatically. We prepare all your documents and they're customized to your situation, to your facts, to your family. We do them all. When we turn them into the court or you turn them into the court, they're right, they're correct. You don't have to worry about them getting rejected. And worse, let me just tell you, worse is if you wait too long and the court has already set your case for trial date or something, and you turn your documents in wrong, they will initiate what they call a DWOP. That's dismiss your case without prosecution. You never want that. That's the kiss of death. That means you have to start all over again. With my services, you don't have to worry about that. We do all of your documents, and they're going to be right when we submit them to the court, or you submit them to the court, whatever option you choose. Benefit number 4. This is very unique in that you are dealing with me, and I'm an attorney. So whenever you have questions, I'm there to give you legal advice. No more of a situation where if you're doing it yourself, you don't have anybody that you can ask, is this right? Am I doing this right? Or so on. How do I handle this with child support? How do I handle this with wage withholding? What do I do? I have a business. Oh, I have a house. All these different things that come up sometimes in divorces. And it may not be necessarily yours, but they come up. But these are things that people don't know how to handle. And those check the box forms don't really teach you, or they don't show you how to do that. With me and having this benefit, you have access to me. You can call me, you can text me, you can do whatever you want, call my office. I'm there to help you, to walk you through. I'm there to guide you through the process. Whatever your needs are, whenever you have a question, I'm there. And most likely you will have some questions. Benefit number 5, whenever you become my client, I give you my personal cell phone. If you've got questions, you've got something that's bugging you, that's eating away with you, all you have to do is get your phone, text me, call me, whatever it is that you need, and I'm going to be there. If you've listened to any of the testimonials that are on this page, or if you've gone to Google Review and looked at some of those reviews that people have typed up about me, they all will tell you that even when I'm on vacation, I respond to their messages. I call them back. I text them, whatever it is. So you always have access to me if you have a question. And I do that so to make sure that you're always comfortable. So I'm going to give you my personal cell phone that you can reach out to me whenever you need me. For some reason I'm not available, my assistant, my paralegal, they're there to answer questions for you as well. Benefit number 6. I don't think you can find a better service, a customer service, anywhere on the internet than the service that my office is going to provide you. I take pride in providing excellent service, and my staff takes pride in that. When you call or you send us an email, we respond right away. Usually if you call me, I'm going to call you back as soon as I get a break, and if I'm really busy, I will call you that day, but I will return your call. And my staff is always going to be available for you. So you never have to worry about not being able to get a hold of us, or whatever it is, we're going to provide you excellent service. And again, I would encourage you to look at my Google reviews and read about that. Those are some of the things that the customers talk about. They talk about the service that we provided them. And nowadays, in the 21st century, it's very, very difficult to get good service, but we make it a point to provide you with the best service that we can, because at the end of the day, I want you to give us a 5-star review. I want you to be so happy with our services that you want to tell the world about it. All right, here's another benefit. I think I'm on probably number 7. I can't recall. When we do your divorce, we want to make it to the point where you do very, very little. And what I mean by that is, I want you to be in a position where we just send you the documents, you review them, you tell us, yes, this looks good, those dates are correct, the spellings are correct, everything is just the way we wanted it, I wanted it, and you send it back to us and we e-file it. Assuming that you sign up for the e-filing service. That's an additional service that I have available. Otherwise, we will draft the documents, we send them to you, and then you go to the courthouse. You got to drive to the courthouse, park your car, walk a couple of blocks, go through security, find the district clerk's office, stand in line and wait, and then give them your documents. And man, if you're using our service, you don't have to worry. They're not going to reject them. But if you're doing it on your own and you get all the way downtown and you provide them your documents and they're not right after you've gone through all that trouble, you are going to be very, very frustrated. And that means you got to turn back around and go back and do this all over again. But with our services, if you elect the e-filing service, you never leave your home. We do the divorce from start to finish. You never leave your home, work, or wherever you are. All you do is review the documents, and we are going to submit them for you. So that's a huge benefit, in my opinion. Here's another benefit. When we do your documents, we provide your testimony to the court in writing so that you don't have to, at the end of your divorce, you don't have to go down to the courthouse and stand in front of the judge and prove up your divorce. And I know that's a legal term, but that's a thing that has to happen. But what we do is we provide you with a document with your written testimony, and we submit that to the court for you so that you don't even have to go down to the courthouse. The court basically reviews that, the judge reviews that, sees your testimony, and then the judge signs off on your divorce decree. However, there are some courts and counties that won't allow you to do that. My experience tells me or suggests that there are probably maybe only 3 or 4% of the courts in Texas or something that will require you to come down to the courthouse and do it in front of them. Most courts will accept this document, and that means you never have to set foot in the courthouse. Now, how beautiful is that? You go from start to finish, and all you've ever had to do was to review the documents, sign them, and submit them, or tell us they're okay, and then we submit them for you. And one other thing, when we're doing this process for you, this is another service, this is another benefit. I use an application where you can sign off on your documents electronically. It's kind of like a DocuSign, but it's not DocuSign. Basically, we load it up, we send the documents to you. You may or may not be living with your spouse at the time, and if you're not, that's fine. That means you don't have to go and call them on the phone or meet with them to have them to sign the documents. We load up the documents goes to you, it goes to your spouse, and each one of you sign off on it individually, electronically, and then it comes back to us. And then we will e-file it for you, again, assuming that you've elected the e-filing service. That saves you a lot of time, a lot of effort, and we do all of this for the same low price that it costs to do your divorce. We provide you all this value, all of these services that I'm talking about, that I've listed, these benefits. We do all of that at no additional cost, all within the package, with the exception of the e-filing service. That's an additional service that you can add on when you go to purchase the package. But if you want it, it's there. If not, then you will be responsible for filing your documents. And the last benefit that I'm going to tell you about deals with how fast we prosecute your divorce. We do all the things that I've just described to you in less than 60 days. We'll have all of those things done in less than 2 months. By the time day 61 hits, all of your documents will be in the court's file if you have used the e-filing service, and it will be there for day 61 for the judge to sign off on. That will be the only thing that the judge will have to do, or you will have to call and make sure that the clerk knows all your documents are there and you want your documents or your divorce decree to be submitted to the judge. So what I'm telling you is, we're so good at doing this, going through this process, that we will have your divorce done in 61 days. At least our part will be done as long as you and your spouse have signed off on all the documents. You have to do your part. If you sign off on all the documents and submit them to us, we will have them filed and in the court's file before day 61. And so you can be divorced in as little as 61 days. And that is the value or the benefit of using my services to do your own divorce. Lastly, I want to encourage you to scroll down the page, take an opportunity to listen to some of the video testimonials from some of my past clients and hear what they have to say about my services or how my staff treated them. Further down the page, you can read some of the written testimonials from people. They've given me 5 stars. They can explain to you what they thought about my services. And if you need more, click on the button down below where it says Google Reviews and go and read some of those Google reviews and see what people have to say. And I assure you that those people are going to have certain themes. There's going to be a certain theme that they're going to be talking about. And what it's going to be is, Art's a nice guy. His staff was good. The cost was minimal. They knew what they were doing. Their service was really good. Art was always available, even when he was on vacation, et cetera, et cetera. Those are kinds of things that you're going to hear in the recordings, or those are the kinds of things that you're going to read in the Google reviews. So I want to make sure that you know me and my staff are going to give you the same sort of service. We want you to be equally as happy, because at the end of the day, I want you to provide a testimonial of what your services are like. How did you feel about the way you were treated, and how we took the time and effort to make sure that all your documents were done and done properly. The last thing I want to say to you is, after hearing about all the benefits that you get from using my services, if you're still on the fence and you've listened to the videos down below, you've listened to testimonies, you've read up on me, and you still have questions, I would encourage you to hit the button below that says book a free call, book my free call. Go ahead and book a call at the time that you have available in your schedule, and let's talk about your particular case. Let's talk about your facts, and you can ask me any question that you have about my services and how I can help you. Because at the end of the day, I want you and every other client, potential client, to have what you want, to be able to get your divorce and not spend an arm and a leg. There's just no reason why you or anyone else should have to spend that kind of money. But at the same time, you deserve for your divorce to be done right. I don't want you to have to experience the stress and the anxiety that goes along with doing a divorce when you don't know what you're doing. When you're Googling and trying to figure it out, and you're calling people and they won't answer your questions. By using my services, you don't have to worry about any of those things. You won't have to take any of those steps. It's all going to be done for you from start to finish. And at the end of the day, it'll be done in a couple of months, assuming that you provide us all of the paperwork, you get the documents signed on time when we send them to you. We will have you divorced in 61 days. I give you my personal guarantee, my personal promise that I will get you divorced. All you have to do today is sign up and fill out our form and let us take care of your divorce for you and get you divorced. And I want to thank you for listening to me, and I wish you the very best, no matter what you decide to do. Thank you.